I'm taping this. Oh my God, y'all.
You don't even know what happened.
We did get this sweet room for $35. For $235 because we missed our flight. Missed our flight. Go ahead and tell them what happened, Drew.
700 pesos.
We missed our flight.
So there's 2 airports in Mexico City, and an oversight, I overlooked, something when I bought the ticket the other day, I kind of thought to myself, that's funny, and I didn't really follow up on it when I saw the airport code.
We went back to the airport that we came from.
We went to the airport that we came from, and unbeknownst to me, that our flight was leaving the other airport, which is like...
We got there early. Our flight wasn't till 9, and we got there at 6:30. 6:30.
Yeah, our flight was supposed to leave at 9:07.
What time is it right now?
It's like 2:45.
2:45 in the morning. So
we left to go...
Don't judge us.
We left to go to the airport at 5:30 p.m., and it's now 2:30 in the morning. It's taken us almost 12 hours.
And we have gone through...
We haven't left the city.
We went first. We decided that the best thing to do... Now, first we went to the counter at Valeris, and they told us
here's what was happening.
that we could hurry up and get there if we got a bus. And stop itching. And you have to watch our last video to see why Drew's itching, for God's sakes. But
it's warm in here.
We thought we would go to it was at 6:30, so the person told us at the ticket counter, if you go, you can hurry. And if you're there by 8:40, and it was going to take us an hour and how long?
An hour and a half, they said.
To get...
It was 7 o'clock, and they're like...
It's going to take an hour and a half to get how long? How far?
To go 25... to go like 40 kilometers. Like 25...
People don't know what 40 kilometers are.
It wasn't. It was like 25 kilometers. I kept seeing the sign. It was like 12 miles.
Okay, 12 miles.
It was going to take an hour and a half to go 12 miles. I live...
Okay, no, don't go off on a tangent. All right, so we decided all of a sudden that it was going to be really fast. We only had a split second to make a decision, and we decided...
There's this taxi guy. He's like, I'll take you.
And we're like, how much? And he says...
Well,
1,800 pesos. And I look at Drew and I say, how much is that? And he says, $50.
But I didn't.
And I said,
1,800.
I said 1,800. And I said, okay, I can do $50 if we can make it there on time. Babe, quit scratching.
I'm just scratching.
No, look how red your face is. Would you see this video?
Mm-hmm. From yesterday.
Oh my God. 1,800. So we get in the van. It's a van. And we tell him that he says he's going to be there in an hour and 20 minutes.
He's like, I can get you there.
And we'll see. So we get in the car and we go. And he drives like a bat out of hell.
Oh, and he was flying there at the end.
But he didn't make it for 120, not even close. He got us there at 140.
Mm-hmm.
It took an hour and 40 minutes to get there. And then...
The guy at the Valeris counter at the Benito Juarez airport told us if we could get there by 8:45, we'd be okay. So we roll in there at 8:40, and they're like, you're not okay.
And the guy, he had to run behind us because we took off when the car stopped. And he's like...
You gotta pay.
Stop, you're scratching the blood. He's like, you gotta pay. And we're like, come on, come with us. And he didn't even have a card machine. He was...
I asked him if he took a card, and he was like, yeah, Transactivo.
So we get to the ATM and the Valeris counter at the same time, and we pay this dude his money.
And then we go to the Valeris counter, and they're like, no, you can run and get on the plane, but you can't take your bag.
You can't take your bag.
We stopped taking bags 45 minutes ago.
So then we had a meltdown, and... The lady felt bad for us at the counter, and you need some Benadryl, sir.
That's what I said.
She felt bad for us at the ticket counter, and
she was like, okay, and she slipped us a ticket for tomorrow.
2 tickets for tomorrow. So shout out to Anita was her name.
Yeah, she saved the day, but then now we're 25 kilometers north of everything, and we don't know how to get back.
We're in the worst neighborhood one of the worst neighborhoods. They said absolutely do not even get an
it's this thing
Airbnb over there.
That the DDs and Ubers are not. They're not permitted by law to come near the airport. So,
For like 10 kilometers.
So I'm trying to get my Uber to work, and it
doesn't work. DD doesn't work.
The security guard lady's like, you could probably get a ride back for 200 pesos. We go downstairs, and they're like 800 pesos.
There's like
1,800 pesos.
Several different taxis, and they wanted so much money, not even to take us to Mexico City, to take us to
Some hotel.
Ojo de Agua.
7 kilometers away.
Yep, less, I think it might have been 7 miles, but either way, it was close.
It was close.
And they wanted a crazy amount of money, like more than we had paid the Uber driver. So we were like, okay, that drove really fast.
So now we're sitting around like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
So now we're sitting in there and nobody's told us. I started looking at Reddits. We went to eat and then I started looking at Reddits and I realized that you could take a bus. Nobody's told us that.
Why don't you just take the bus?
Why don't you just take the bus?
I asked the lady at the counter, where's the bus back to the city? And she's like, oh, you just go out there and turn left. And she's like, at least in 15 minutes.
So we leave. We see a sign.
So we see a sign that says
Autobus.
So we're like, okay, we go in here and I go ask the ladies, is this for the autobus to Mexico City? And they're like, yep. You get your tickets over there. So I walk over and the lady over there is like, the next bus isn't for another hour. And I'm like, that lady inside just told me 15 minutes. This lady's telling me an hour.
This is all in Spanish, by the way. Yeah, all of it's in Spanish.
All of it's in Spanish. And so I'm like, okay. And I go outside. And Amanda's like, go see if the train's still running. So I walk over outside. I'm like, is el train abierto? And they're like, oh no, take the Mexi bus. And I'm like, when's that leaving? They're like now.
So we run.
Amanda, grab your stuff. The bus is leaving.
Yeah.
So we run over there, and as soon as we get up there, it's... And we're like, are there any more of those coming? And they're like, no.
No.
We're like...
And it didn't just leave us. It also left the same girl that helped us at the Valeris counter. She was trying to get to it, too. And it's
midnight.
Yeah, it's midnight, so we're screwed. So then we have to sit in a bus station for an hour, and luckily there's one more bus out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And we get on that bus.
Mexico. It's the same company that owns Viva Aerobus.
Oh, well, I like them much better than Valeris all day.
200%.
So they get us on a bus, which has... It sucks.
An in-flight movie.
We were going to sleep, but they were showing us dubbed Spanish version of Secret Lights of Cats and Dogs.
Get us back in like an hour and a half.
3 or something. It wasn't even the original.
We're going to take that same bus back to the airport, too.
And so we got on that bus. And then the bus takes us to town and drops everybody off. It's like, you can't go anymore. We're at the bus station in Mexico City.
Just at a bus stop on the street.
So we sit down on the side of the street.
Trying to get an Uber back to the hotel we came from because we thought, surely they'll have rooms tonight.
Right, we've been at this hotel for a week. We're like, fine, we'll go back. The same guy's been there all night, every night. So we're like, we're going to go back. There's always rooms. They're always renting to prostitutes. So we thought, sure, it's going to be an all-night room. So we get in there.
We get up, the door's closed, it's locked.
And we're in a bad part of town. It's not a horrible part of town, but it's like, you don't want to be standing out there with all your luggage. Looking crazy with all your money, looking crazy. So now we got this this Uber driver.
Oh man, what do we do? And like, the hotel that we're in now is
finally 8 minutes later of a story.
We've been passing.
We run down. We get the Uber driver to take us down here.
And then we come in here and we're like, you have availability, habitat?
Necesitas, yeah. Necesita ayuda.
He's like, okay, 700 pesos.
$5.
$35.
Oh, look at this.
And there's a fan.
Oh, there's a fan. There's a fan. And also a bathroom. We'll do a full video and a review on this because it's nice. But, Lord, have we had a hard time. We thought we were going to get out of this city relatively unscathed, maybe with some bug bites and some, spending a little bit too much money. But we were here leaving this afternoon. We thought we'd never come back. We were about to leave. And We are back again. We are back again. The city ate us up this last 24 hours. So
I had a bad feeling on the car ride.
don't let it fool you, man.
Over to the Benito's Juarez.
It ain't always easy.
I was like, for some reason, I feel like this is.
It's been too easy.
Well, like, just I felt stressed. It didn't feel right.
We've been wearing these same clothes for like 4 days, guys. We were just a mess. We were just waiting, trying to get to Guadalajara so that we can do our laundry and, you know, like take a shower. This last hotel that we stayed at, it was horrible.
I wasn't getting in that shower.
You've got to watch the video on the Airbnb review or the hotels.com review for that. Whew, it is a mess. Anyway, that is what happened. And it
That's
is.
why we're in this big, white, pretty room.
Yes.
Adios. This hotel's been renovated.
Don't let Mexico City fool you. It is.
It will chew you up, spit you out.
It sure will.
But part